Hey guys, I'm Anthony.
I'm John.
And Battlefield 4! Yes! Oh, yeah! So hey guys, yes, welcome to Culture Shock. We're going to talk about the Battlefield 4 beta that a lot of people have been requesting us to talk about.
And instead of beers, we got fake guns.
We do.
This one's got a BB in it.
Anyways, we're going to talk about Battlefield 4 beta. Now, we play on the PlayStation 3. I've played on PC before, but I don't have the beta on there. So we've brought in an expert later on in the show to talk about the PC version. But for now, PS3.
PS3.
John, what do you think about the Battlefield 4 beta?
It's a beta.
Is it?
Well, see, now, this is the first beta I've ever played for anything. So I'm kind of like, all right, you play the game before the game comes out? Yeah. Okay, whatever.
Well, it helps the developers.
I completely understand why they do it.
Yeah.
And it makes a lot of sense, but I've never jumped in a game this early. So it is kind of weird to see because you jump in and the textures look like shit.
Oh my god, the game.
And like everything's kind of barren in some places.
Yeah, it looks rough on the PS3 right now. I mean, I understand it's a beta.
Yeah, and it's going to look rough on the PS3 anyway because, I mean, they're really gearing this thing not only for PCs, obviously, but also for next-gen consoles.
I'm actually happy about that.
Yeah, of course.
One thing that playing the PS3 beta has showed me, at least in this one map, it has the Shanghai level with the skyscraper that falls down. It clearly looks like that map was designed for next-gen in mind.
Right.
They didn't make it for, we have to compromise to get it on both platforms. No. They said, fuck it. If it looks like shit on PS3, whatever. Because the map is so open.
Yeah,
it's
big.
So big, open, and the streets, when you look off from the top of the skyscraper, it just looks barren. And I understand as a beta, it'll get a little bit better, but you need 64 players on that map.
Yeah, no, to really fill that map out. Yeah, for some reason, a lot of the older maps were bigger, like Caspian Border, things like that. But this one feels especially big because all those buildings are so tall.
Well, yes.
When we played, I only played maybe 4 or 5 games, but everybody just took to the roofs. I was getting sniped at, I was getting rockets shot down on me from the roofs. So this thing is designed to be just giant. The elevators, I like the elevators that you can just take up to the top.
And I hate elevators that you go in one door and the opposite door always opens.
Yeah, that was these.
I hate those. They're so confusing because you're like, which door do I face?
That happened at PopCon. No, we went to this Port City PopCon and I was out in the parking deck. I just parked and I came in and this lady standing at the elevator is just confused. It's like the elevators aren't working. She's like, I rode it down to the first floor and it didn't open. It took me back up here. And it's exactly what you think happened. I hopped in with her, we rode down and the door opens right behind us.
Battlefield 4 beta, it's very Battlefield 3-esque. I will say the beta has a lot less glitches than the Battlefield 3 beta had. Have you seen pictures of the weird elongated neck head people and all this weird shit that happened in the Battlefield 3 beta? It was known for that, all these weird glitches just falling to the ground. Weird models that were gigantic and then stretched out and weird.
Cool.
So this one's not as rough. Yes, all the buildings have nothing in them. I played the new obliteration mode last night that just came out. It's kind of like a Counter-Strike-esque game where there's a bomb. There's only one bomb though, and then the teams have to fight over control of the bomb and then have to take the bomb to their objective on the other base.
Fun.
There's 3 objectives. It actually was fun. Where the front lines are constantly changing wherever the bomb is. So if the bomb's over there, that's the front line there.
That could be cool.
Honestly, I don't have too many problems with the beta, at least as far as it plays.
Yeah, it's you can't review the game because it's not the game yet. It definitely feels like Battlefield 3 in a sense. The biggest thing that threw us off were the controls. It used to be circle to get into vehicles, and now circle's crouch. So we would all run up to vehicles, and the first thing we would do was just throw ourselves on the ground. Yeah, and then so now it's square to get in vehicles. Spotting people used to be select. Now it's R2.
It's so much better.
Which used to be the knife, and the knife is now pushing in.
Honestly,
R3.
the controls are Call of Duty. Everyone was complaining Call of Duty controls.
Oh, is that what they've done?
It's exactly the same as Call of Duty. I personally like it better. I don't know if it's because Call of Duty is a faster game and therefore I feel like that control is faster.
Or they're just trying to steal Call of Duty's fan base. I guarantee once players from Call of Duty come over, play Battlefield, I mean, not all of them are going to like it. That'd be silly, but a lot of them are going to go, oh, I really like this, and I'm already used to the controls. Yeah. That may have been just a smart business decision.
I like the level design of Shanghai. There's a lot of cool building, going up in the top of the building's cool and parachuting down. Yeah. Watching it fall, even though it's on the PS3, it's still pretty epic. After that thing falls, the textures just go away.
Yeah.
Which is pretty funny. Literally at points, I was like, did the textures drop out of the game? What happened? No, it's just dust on the ground.
I was watching some preview PC.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing. Just the lighting and everything looks so much better.
Well, it does. And unfortunately, we don't have a perspective of the PC version, at least not until the PS4 comes out, and that's going to be amazing. 64 players, 60 frames a second, blah, 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 blah. So to get a better perspective on the PC version, we brought in somebody who knows a lot more about the PC version, and that is Mr. DooM49. DooM49, how's it looking over on the PC side?
Hey guys, thanks for inviting me to the show. And before I start, I'm no PC expert, but what I can tell you is I have a lot of experience on the PC. It's my main gaming system. I have also played Battlefield all the way back to Battlefield 2, and I've played all the Battlefield games onward, and I have also played Battlefield 3 on the consoles. But I'm going to just give you guys a quick rundown of what I absolutely love about the game right now, because I do have a shit bucket for this game. I mean, that literally defines me. I played it the moment it was released. The second it was released, I was freaking out. One of my buddies even recorded and posted a video about it of me freaking out when the game actually got released, and I was totally doing like one of those fangirl type of things. But on the other thing is, in the first 2 to 3 days, I have already hit level 10, and that's the maximum level you could actually get in the beta, which literally defines shit bucketer. What I do love in the game is that, number one, is you can actually shoulder peek now. That's something they've never done in Battlefield, and usually game developers would have you press the E or the Q key on the keyboard for you to shoulder peek around corners to manually do it. But in this, it automatically knows that you're around a corner and that you could shoulder peek that corner. So you can actually maximize your coverage and use your environment to take out enemies that you're looking at. So that's an absolutely beautiful thing that they've added. And the other thing is, Recon class has now got C4 again. One thing I absolutely hated about Battlefield 3 was the Recon class felt so useless. A tank would come up next to me and I couldn't even do anything about it because I really wanted to have some explosive and I couldn't do anything about it. But Recon class now has it. Support class can unlock it later on, but we don't get to see that in the current beta. And the other thing is, you could actually toss C4. In Battlefield Bad Company 2, you could toss the C4 a pretty good distance ahead of you. Battlefield 3, it just flopped down like a pancake in front of you, but Battlefield 4, it is back. That's my number 2 thing. And number 3 is, if you guys have ever flown the helicopters in Battlefield 3 and went into third person, you'd notice that it's angled to the right and you get like this whole screen on the left that you can see what's going on. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it's all right, but it's actually pretty bad for the carrier helicopter. It just felt useless. All it felt good for was to get into it, fly over to the base where you wanted to go to, and then just throw that thing out of the window because it was so useless to you. And the only reason it was useless is because me being a pilot, one of the biggest things in Bad Company 2 that I loved was the carrier helicopters. And it was so game-changing to the game was having a good pilot in that carrier helicopter supporting your teammates, allowing them to have good shots, and that way you could win the objective a lot easier, and your teammates would literally love you, and you just see comments going on like, great piloting, dude, and all that. In Battlefield 3, all you could see when you went into third person was the gunner on the left wing. You couldn't see the gunner on the right, so you could only give shots to that one gunner. In Battlefield 4, when you go into third person, the helicopter is in the middle now, so you could see both gunners as to what they're doing. And if you guys have seen my channel, I have this video post. I've actually got 2 videos where I'm in the gunner seat with the good pilot, and where I'm the good pilot, I'm helping my teammates have those shots. So what ends up happening is you get this like movie scene going on where I'd be coordinating with my 2 gunners, talking to them, and we'd be flying the helicopter. We'd go up to the skyscraper and they'd just be mowing down the players on top of the skyscraper, and I'd be able to know if there's an enemy attacking me, which way to look, just because I can see where my gunners are looking and I can help them get a better shot. So that's one of the biggest things I absolutely love. It's completely game changing once more, and it's one of the best things they've added into the game. The other thing is, if you guys have played gun game or whatnot, in Battlefield 3, you could pick up guns along the way. But in Battlefield 4, what they've done is now, even on Conquest and whatnot, you could pick up a 50 cal sniper in a certain location on the map, which would be in the skyscraper. There's also a rocket launcher up there. And when you actually go into the whole evolution effect and that building comes down, now you're not able to get those 2 weapons, but a new weapon is now placed in the rubble where the skyscraper would be, which is a 40 mil grenade launcher, which actually does more damage than the airburst grenade launcher that the support has. It takes about 6 shots to take out a tank with it, which is really good, but you have limited ammo for these weapons. And the 50 cal sniper is a 1-hit kill, and you could zero in with that weapon. But like I said, you have limited ammo. So once that ammo's out, you're not going to be able to get it. You're going to have to drop the weapon. It is pretty OP, these weapons that you do pick up, but you only have it for limited ammo. So it's not very game changing in that regard, but it's just something cool for players to get along the way. Now, the other thing I'd love about it is that the boats are not useless anymore. They're very useful. They have so many type of artillery ways of going in. I mean, and going into the vehicles, let alone, you could actually change the camouflage on them. There's so many cool things that they've added. I could go on for hours about this. They've just changed so much. And one of the things I've really wanted to see in Battlefield 4 was the Commander. I want to play in the Commander because that's another game-changing thing. Commander could support his teammates, and you could even play it on a tablet, which is so cool that they've actually done that. They've actually integrated integrated the tablets into it. So I could literally be on like a train ride home or being on the bus or whatnot, and then I could just literally play Battlefield 4 as Commander. But we couldn't play it in the beta, and I know that in final release that's going to be one of the biggest things that I play. The other thing is I want to point out is what's going on with the console guys. How come they got screwed? Well, guys, you got to understand that you guys are literally a really old console. You can't have something old and expect it to live for very long, especially when it comes to technology. Technology is always growing. Every month there's like new technology coming out. Current gen consoles, they cannot hold up to Battlefield 4, so the developers have to limit it. And the reason is you guys can't get 60 FPS, and you can only hold 32 or 24 players. You can't hold even 64 players, which is what the PC guys get. And on top of that, the graphics have to be reduced significantly just to be able to run on the current gen consoles. So the map, that means the only experience you guys can have is really close quarter type of combat, so they have to limit the map. And even on a conquest type of thing, you guys only got the little birds. On PC, you got everything. You got the attack chopper, you got the carrier chopper, you got the tanks, you got the boats, you got a huge map to play on, and multiple flags to attack. They've even brought obliteration later on in the beta for us to try out, and that was really fun. So yeah, the current gen console guys got screwed, but look at the bright side, guys. This game was developed for the next generation consoles. Those are going to be coming out soon, and it's PC in mind, so the next generation consoles will be able to hold up to the PC and have literally as great graphics, 64 players, and you'll get the full experience that I'm getting on the PC right now. It's absolutely incredible. And I mean, with that said, guys, I really have nothing else to say, so back to you, Anthony.
Thanks, Doom.
Thanks, Doom.
Thanks, Doom.
I love your face and the tip of your dick.
Yeah. So anyways, Battlefield 4. It's a beta. It's rough, but final one's going to come out. I can't wait for the next gen versions. I'm glad they're gearing their focus towards next gen. At least it seems like that. I'm going to get Battlefield 4 right as it comes out.
Oh yeah, I'll probably pick it up. I know they're doing the deal where you can pick it up on the PS3 and then pay $10 later and just upgrade to the PS4.
Fuck that shit. Yeah, I don't even want to play the ugly version.
That's kind of how I feel. It's like I'm just going to wait for the PS4. I'm a patient guy. Yeah. I don't need to play it right away. I still got a lot of Grand Theft Autoing to do.
Yes, next gen and PC are the versions you want to get. I mean,
huge Battlefield Friends fans are probably, or Battlefield
cool. Friends, what's that? So let us know, guys, what you think about the Battlefield 4 beta if you've played it. John, shut up. Let us know what you think. Leave comments below telling us all about it. And also go check out DooM49's page for more things about Battlefield. Yeah!